Hey everyone, this is Ben. Hey, thanks for joining us on the channel. Well, it's been 9 days since the winter storm had hit my area, and right now we still have roads that are pretty treacherous. I live on secondary roads out in the county, so there is no salt, there is no snow removal, but the problem is that we were hit with about 1.5 to 2 inches of ice on top of about 6 inches of snow. And with the sub-freezing temperatures, none of this has even melted yet. And we've got one more day of some cold weather. We did have some negative degrees yesterday, but thankfully I have this stove. And tomorrow it's got, I think the highs are 26, and then on Wednesday, the temperatures, or Tuesday, the temperatures will start coming down or going up to about 48 to 55 degrees. So hopefully we'll melt some of that ice down and make it easier for travel, and the area will return back to normal. Well, let's see. Today we are going to talk about, this is not a gear review, this is not an off-grid cabin review, just a basic sit down and talk about some issues that we have experienced in the last couple of days. Now, I want to thank Mario from Adventure Gear TV and Overland Minivan to come out, and I'm sure you guys have seen the video of the off-grid cabin. Now, it's gained a lot of popularity as far as views and comments, and we're going to be talking about some of the comments and I'm going to go and answer some of your comments that you have asked me on the video. Now there's a lot of comments, so that's why I figure I'm going to pull some stuff out there, and then I'm going to read some of these stuff that people have been posting. Now there have been some really positive comments from people out there, and I want to thank you guys all for commenting on that. I mean, there's a great people, but today I'm going to emphasize more or less what we call internet or YouTube trolls. Now, if you don't know what a YouTube troll is, it's pretty much a person who doesn't have anything better to do besides to comment on videos in a negative way. Now, I have a lot of YouTube friends, and they have all experienced this issue as well. In fact, Dylan DeLong, Camping Adventures, he just received a bunch of negative comments on his camping trip. I know a lot of folks in the larger channels, I'm talking, 500,000 subscribers and higher, which are friends of mine, all experience the same thing. So let's start off with some of the positive comments first, and I'm going to mention your channel name because it is on YouTube and it is open for people to hear and read and see. So the first one is Grateful Warrior. This was posted a day ago. He said, "This was so informative and I love this tour. I'm so impressed with what you've done." Well, thank you, Grateful Warrior. I appreciate your positive comments as well. Another comment I got, positive comment, was from a Tim B. York, or Tim BJ York, or York, I'm pronounced 2098. He said, "Either I have worked with this guy or been around him before, or this is one of them guys that reminds me of a few people rolled into one. I can't put my finger on it, but either way, this is exactly like what I've always envisioned, having a cabin somewhere on a few acres to deer hunt." I've got a couple acres out here, and it's pretty peaceful. Paul Bostick writes, this was 2 days ago, "What a great setup. I'm glad to see how everything works. Thank you for sharing." Well, Paul, you're more than welcome. And Mario and I decided to do this video so we can share some of the experiences, or maybe help you guys if you ever wanted to do this kind of lifestyle. JPV6060 wrote 2 days ago, "Very knowledgeable and interesting. Enjoyed the video." Well, JPV, you're more than welcome. We enjoyed doing it. When I contacted Mario, we both agreed that this would be a great video to put out there, and had fun doing it. Now we've got a lovable person wrote, I want to be you one day, curious why you need diesel heaters since you have that wood stove. And that seems a lot of battery for that size cabin. What are you powering, or what the heck are you powering, and where you only get 4 days from these batteries? Well, I got those batteries based on, when I worked with LiTime, we talked about what were we going to power this cabin with. You know, for the summer months, it gets very humid in the south, hot. We're talking 100 and plus degree temperature. So I'm going to run a split unit AC. Next winter, I'll have a heater, but on a normal day, I've got a fridge. I've got my diesel heaters I run off of it, and I'll get to the diesel heaters in a little bit. Lamps, I do have several lamps. I recharge my power station. I cook some appliances with these batteries, and of course the internet and the TV. So that's what we based our daily consumption at, and LiTime was the one that calculated everything and provided those 3 batteries, which are 15,000 watts. As far as the diesel heaters, there are days that I don't want to burn the wood stove. It's not that cold outside, which, you know, when it starts getting to about 60-ish degrees and then at night in the 40s, I don't want to burn a wood stove. I'll just fire up the diesel heaters. They're 8 kW, and it warms up where I sleep pretty good. So also, until I get the flooring done with some heat, it provides a little warmth in the cabin. So you know, it takes the sting out, and I don't want to run any propane heaters, so I'll run the diesel heaters. Overland Scout 2 days ago wrote, really enjoyed the video, nice setup, my friend. Well, thank you, and I really appreciate it. John Smith wrote, you need to share your total cost for your electrical system. Well, the total cost for my electrical system, I've been pretty fortunate. I work with LiTime as far as their ambassador program, and, you know, helping them out at the expos. So I did not have a big out of expense pocket for these batteries. Now the batteries are about $900 a piece. So let's just cover the cost rate. So 3 batteries are gonna run you about $2,500. They're really big, powerful batteries. One of these ComFlex batteries are equal to 4 12-volt 100 amp hour, 12.8 100 amp hour batteries. So that system I've got in this cabin is equivalent to 12 batteries. Now, is it overkill? It may be, but I will always have that extra power that I need for, like, the storm. I ran 4 days, 5 days without topping everything off. I didn't even take it all the way down past 50%. So I can go more than 4 days to power this cabin up. The inverter, it's going to probably run you about $500, but it's a dual charger slash solar power charger inverter, 5,000 watt. They do sell a 3,000 watt for a lot cheaper, but based on these batteries, like I said, LiTime calculated everything up, and they came up with the 5,000 watt inverter. So 25 plus 5, that's $3,000. If you're looking at cables, circuit breakers, bus bars, I was pretty fortunate that the Sonar Angler sponsored and gifted me those circuit breakers and bus cables. The bus bars were also provided by LiTime. They're about $30 a piece. So, you know, all in, you're probably going to be, if you decide to get it, $4,000. You know, $4,000 for the whole setup. Now, I got another comment was saying that it's more expensive living off grid, and it's not, because one, I don't have a mortgage now, I don't have water bill, and I don't have an electricity bill. My only expense, biggest expense here would be fuel for the generators until I get the solar panels completely set up. Now I got 6 500 watt solar panels, which would be 3,000 watts that we'll be using. But until then, I'm using just my generator to top off my batteries. So, you know, $15 a can, and I can get 3 days, you know, $5 a day for my diesel heaters. The wood, they're about $100 for a rick, a whole big truckload full. So in the long run, like I've been on pretty much sold my house a year and a half ago. I was paying $900 a month for my mortgage, you know, so you take that in consideration, you're talking about $4,500 right there. Then the water bill and gas bill. Now my gas bill in the winter for my house was ranging from $300 to $500. I had a 3,000 square foot home, and it cost a fortune to heat that thing up. Also water and sewer and trash, that was also in there. So, you know, I would say within 6 months to a year, these batteries will pay for itself. Okay, so we'll do one more positive comment. This is from Walt Freedom, and that was really informative. Love the cabin, Ben. I may have to start planning for my future retirement. Thanks for sharing. And yeah, you know, I have a lot of friends that live off grid, and you know, it's you can get by with you know, just a little bit. You know, you got to be frugal. You got to learn to build things and save things, but it can be done. And you know, it's great. It's a great lifestyle. I mean, I spent many years in the military and the law enforcement field, so you know, my getaway from being around a whole lot of people is pretty priceless, because I've dealt with some people that were, I mean, the bad part of it, I dealt, you know, with society. There are a lot of, I would say, knuckleheads. There are a lot of entitled people out there that have no respect either for, you know, law enforcement, military, or any kind of authority figure. The society has changed a lot. So being off grid, away from all that, is a great outlet for me. And I wouldn't give this up and move back into, you know, the city, or you know. But yeah, you can do it. Just plan ahead, and you know, if you got any questions, just email me, and I'll help you out as best I can. And now we're going to get to the part where we're going to be talking about YouTube trolls or internet trolls. Like I mentioned earlier, these are the folks that have nothing better to do and be a keyboard warrior and just have nothing positive to say on videos. Now, I'm sure everybody that's posted on YouTube get these negative comments, and you know what? You know, that's fine, because you know, they have the option to say what they want to say. But you, on your video or your channel, you are allowed to, you can either remove them from the channel or block them. And you know, the thing is like, oh, well, I'm going to unsubscribe. Well, you know what? Go ahead and unsubscribe. I don't care. You know, I've got 40 other thousand or 30, you know, 40 other thousand more people that love the channel. So, you know, if you want to, you know, say that you're going to unsubscribe because I'm going to block you or take you up, hey, the door's that way. So let's get with one of the first ones I've got here. This was a day ago. My dog eats boogers. Figure, you know, the channel name, you know, that's right off the bat, that's going to tell you. This looks like complete garbage, living in a garden shed. Well, you know what? You know, I am more willing to see your off-grid cabin or your off-grid property, and let me see what you live in, because we would like to all see what, you know, if I'm living in complete garbage, I want to see what living in complete luxury is off-grid. But yeah, so that was from My Dog Eats Boogers. Thanks for that negative comment. All right, we've got another one from a Wayne Nelson 755 a day ago. And he wrote, now excuse my language because I might beep it out, but you know what? I'll just say what they wrote. A whole bunch of junk. Don't do this. Pussies, period. WTF, this is garbage. I live off way less, more power, with more power. This is crazy. That's fine. You know, if you want to live with less power, that's fine. I'm living with what I built. You know what I mean? You know, it works for me. You know, haters gonna hate. You know, if you're hating because I've got all this power and batteries for free, because I was able to work with a company to do some testing and give my inputs, and also volunteer my time at these expos to talk to people about batteries. I'm not there at these expos saying you have to buy lead time batteries. I'm there because people have questions, whether it's a trolling motor battery, off-grid battery, RV, dispersed camping for your rigs. Hey, new people that are coming into the overlanding and dispersed camping and off-grid have questions. Now, they can come up to me and talk to me, and I will give them my input or my opinion, what works best for me. So, I know you say you live off with way less, more power. Well, that's fine. Let's see your videos. Go ahead and post it on your channel. And Mr. Nelson, I would love to see what you got. But I got mine for free. I got another comment from, I deleted it because it was getting pretty ugly, and everybody was commenting on there. And we're not here, there's no bullying in my videos or my collaborations. You're going to be a bully, we're going to boot you out. But he said that his Bouge RV, my Bouge RV video, which is the diesel heater, was complete garbage. He said, take it up to altitude and it fails. And I mean, he just trashed the Bouge RV diesel heater. Okay. And he said he contacted Bouge RV. He wasn't getting any help. Well, I don't work for Bouge RV. So, telling me that I was pretty much doing these videos to get free product. Now, if you watch any of my other videos, I mention in there that I will not review a product that if it's not conducive to my channel. Now, I take my gear out and do real life testing. You will ask all my friends or people that I go camping with, I will run it until it either blows up, breaks, or fails. And Family Man Camping Adventures, Uphill Outdoors, Black Truck Adventures, will all tell you that I put my gear through the test and I try to find a failing point so I can let all of you know. Now, for example, my H-Calorie diesel heater outside, I ran that thing for 18 days on level 8. 18 days just to see how it would perform. What happened? It failed. And you got to remember, everybody's like, well, it's an H-Calorie or it's a Bouge RV, it's a Vevor. They're all Chinese made. And everybody buys these diesel heaters, one, because of the price point. And don't lie now. I mean, you're not going to spend $600 for a diesel heater. I mean, some people do. You're going to spend $150 to $250 for a diesel heater that's going to only be used for a couple weeks in the winter. For me, I ran mine to the brink of destruction. And then I got with H-Calorie and gave my inputs. So that's what I do as far as gear review and gear testing. Now, I'm not going to accept something that's going to be, like, here's some garden hoses. I'm not going to do that because it's not conducive to the channel. So for them to say that I was just doing it to get free product, it is not. All right, well, those just are a couple of comments I wanted to share with you, because if you decide you want to start a YouTube channel, you got to be prepared to receive dumbass comments just like that. And, sometimes people, I don't know if people do it on purpose, but most of the time they do, because like I said, they hide behind a keyboard and they become keyboard warriors, and I put myself out there. And I need to be prepared to accept comments like that. And I do. And I think it's funny because I share it with my friends and other YouTubers. But, if it starts getting pretty bad, we'll just block them. Like I said, I don't care. If you want to take your subscription and bounce, hey, I'll help you. I'll double dribble you. But I'm always at the expos. I'm always camping with folks. And you got a problem with any of that stuff, come up to me and tell me why it's an issue, what you don't like. I think I did have one person come up to me 2 years ago at the Moore Expo, and asked me about the Blue Eddy power stations, but I don't work for Blue Eddy. So, you know, like the guy with the Bouge RV comment, I don't work for Bouge RV. So, you know, you're venting at the wrong person. But like I said, there are also great people out there. And I want to thank all those other 500 comments that were on there that were great. And I appreciate it. I'm sorry I couldn't get to them all, but hey, you guys are awesome. So as I close this video, you know, if you're going to start a YouTube channel, be prepared to take stupid ass comments from folks out there. And I'm not afraid to post their stuff on there because it's public. And, you know, but, you know, they have the right to post that on there. And all those guys or all those comments that I read, I went to their channel. They had like 1 subscriber or 2 subscribers. They've been on for 11 years, you know, or 10 years. And some of them have videos that are so stupid that I don't know what, you know, they're going through their head posting them. But anyway, so again, you know, this was just a short video to show you what internet trolls look like or how they comment on there. So if you got any question, if you want to be an internet troll, comment on this video because one, every time you put a negative comment or just a comment, you're helping the algorithm. So, you know, hey, thanks for paying me. This is Ben, Semper Gumby.